I've got a box that a viewer sent me. He had requested my address and told me he was going to send me something that I could do a video with. So I finally got the box in. So let's open it up and see what he sent. Got a note there. Okay. Apparently he sent a Polar Chill air cooler. And a lot of you probably remember I did a video on the Arctic Air Pure Chill a couple years ago. And I'm not really sure why he sent me this, but let's see what this note says. Hi Mac, I found these little air coolers at a local store and thought of your video on the Arctic Air. These were only $15 each, so I bought 2 of them to try at home. While they aren't exactly an air conditioner, they do make a nice cool breeze, and I like to have one blowing on me while I sleep. I wanted to send you one to try out and maybe make a video with. Rob. Alright, I will definitely make a video with this, Rob, and I do appreciate you sending me this. So let's check out this little Polar Chill air cooler. Oh, seal right here on each side. Instruction manual, lid, that's all that's in the box. So basically this looks almost exactly like the Arctic Air. Let's see, it's got the reservoir on the top. Matter of fact, let me get these instructions real quick. It almost looks like they took the Arctic Air and just made an exact copy. Same type of filter. I'm going to leave that out because I'm going to need to put water in it. And got this wrap right here. Let me take that off. Okay, this one is USB powered. And I think the Arctic Air was also USB powered. I can't remember for sure. But here's the reservoir, a fan in the back, and the filter that you can put water on or freeze. Now in the Arctic Air video, I did not freeze the filter because I didn't really have time to prep much for that video, so I just used the water on the filter. But in this video, I will be freezing this filter because I got a lot of backlash because I did not freeze the filter in that video. But like I said, this looks like a copy of the Arctic Air, and I've seen other brands of these little air coolers, swamp coolers, evaporative coolers, whatever you want to call them. And I guess they're probably all going to be the same basic design. And before I start, I will say that I still get a lot of comments on the Arctic Air video of how it's a scam and all these machines are scams. And I don't really understand that because all they are miniature evaporative coolers. And millions of people use evaporative coolers, so they're not a scam. These are simply just miniature versions of those machines. I'm guessing that this will probably work just about the same as the Arctic Air did. Now, I guess there could be variables like this one may have a more powerful fan or maybe a less powerful fan. I can't remember if the Arctic Air filter maybe had more of the filter media than this one. I really don't remember. But I'm definitely willing to test this out and give it a shot. I've got the cord plugged into a USB charger, and now I'll plug in the cord into the Polar Chill. Alright, does this one change colors? It doesn't say on the box. Let's see, light on off button, mode indicator lights. Alright, well let's turn it on. Okay, so this one has 3 lights on the top that I guess indicate the fan speed. Press the fan button again. Alright, so it does have a blue light on. Let's see if we can change colors. Okay, there's the blue light. Is that another blue light? Okay, so it does have color light changing modes, and probably one of them may have been where it toggles through all the light colors. It doesn't seem like the light system on this one is quite as defined as on the Arctic Air, but then again, that probably would not be my main reason for buying it. First, I'll put some water on the filter, and we'll check the temperature and the humidity, because you are going to get a humidity rise when using one of these little evaporative coolers. There's just no way around it. That's part of how they work. So when I was filling the filter, and I don't know if the Arctic Air was like this, but on these you can pull these little pieces of material out, I guess, so you can clean them, because I know some people said that their Arctic Air had grown mold in the filter. So if you can easily pull these out, there would be no reason not to periodically clean them to keep mold from growing on them. I don't really remember if this was the way that the filter was in there when I first opened it. Not sure if it really matters. Okay, next I'll pour some cold tap water into the top. Put the lid back on. And I'm going to let this run for 5 minutes. And I'm going to put the thermometer right in front of it, approximately a foot away. So we're at 70 degrees and 64% humidity. I'm going to face it this way, since I think that's where it picks up the temperature the best at, is on the back of these thermometers. And also I want to mention, much like in the last test today, I don't have anything running. It's in the 70s outside, so there's no air conditioner or fans or anything like that on. It's very comfortable in here. So let's run this for 5 minutes, and we'll see if the temperature rises, drops, and where the humidity's at. Okay, we're up on 5 minutes. So let's check the temperature. 69 degrees, and it actually just went up to 66% humidity. So the humidity did increase just a little bit. I kind of expected it to increase more than that. But the temperature when I first pulled the thermometer out was at 69.4. So it dropped roughly 1 degree. But when you actually place part of your body in front of this little polar chill, you feel the cool air being blown. So it's not so much that it's reducing the temperature a lot, but it's making the air around you feel cooler. Just like if you were in, let's say you were in a house that had no air conditioner and it was a hot day, and you had a box fan to blow air on you. It wouldn't be cooled air. You would actually just be blowing around hot air, but it would still feel good to have some air moving. And I think that's probably a similar concept to how this is working, but add in the fact that it is creating a little bit of humidity to make you feel cooler than a fan alone. Next, I'll add some ice cubes to the water reservoir and see if the ice cubes alone will make much of a difference in the temperature. Okay, let me put these ice cubes in. I'll stir it around a little bit with my trusty McDonald's straw. And I'll check again. Temperature is 70 and humidity is 62. we'll go for another 5 minutes. Okay, it's been another 5 minutes. So let's check the thermometer again. 69 degrees and 66% humidity. So it basically did the same thing as last time. The temperature dropped about 1 degree, humidity went up just a little bit. So it doesn't really look like putting the ice cubes in there does that much. When I had my hand in front of it, maybe it felt a little cooler. So I'm going to put the filter into the freezer. I'm going to freeze it for about an hour, and I'll come back and we'll check the temperature again. Okay, it's been about an hour and a half, and the filter is frozen solid. You can even see some little specks of ice there on the bottom. So let's see if it's going to work any better. I'll turn the filter this way and see if it goes in like that. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a proper way to that filter goes in, but it seems to work either way. So okay, there's still a little bit of ice here in the top, and this water is still plenty cold. And I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there's a lot of condensation built up right on the outside of the reservoir. Okay, so the temperature inside has risen a little bit. The humidity has went down a little bit. It is 73 degrees and 56% humidity. So now that we've got very chilled water in the reservoir and a frozen filter, once again, I'm going to put this about roughly a foot away, and I'll let it run for 5 minutes, and we'll see if we can get a decrease in temperature and how much the humidity is actually going to go up. Alright, we're up on 5 minutes, so let's check the thermometer. 70 degrees and 69% humidity, which again is to be fully expected because it did decrease the temperature a little bit, and it did increase the humidity because it's putting a little humidity into the air. So if you're expecting this little $15 machine to work like an air conditioner, it's not going to. It's not going to be able to cool your room or your area and decrease the humidity the way an air conditioner does, because it's not an air conditioner. But you can plainly see that it did decrease the temperature by a little bit. But even more than that is it's actually blowing cool air on you. And that's what these machines are designed to do, blow cool air on you. So it's doing exactly what it's supposed to. And it's certainly not going to cool off a whole room. It's going to cool off the area that you put it in. Just like a fan you have blowing on you, you basically have that here. You have a fan, and you have the water reservoir and the cold filter blowing cool air on you. Now, do I think this thing works any better or any worse than the Arctic Air that I tested? I don't really see much difference in it at all. Now, when I tested the Arctic Air, I had turned the air conditioner off, and it was an extremely hot day. So the temperature was rising pretty rapidly, and the Arctic Air didn't necessarily cool down the temperature so much as it kept the temperature from rising right in the immediate area that I was using it. But today's a little bit better test because there's no reason to have the air conditioner on. The temperature is not rising, it's not dropping, it's just staying around 70 to 73 degrees. And you'll notice already that the humidity is going down just a little bit, and the temperature is going back up. So if you buy one of these, and it doesn't matter which brand, whether it's the Arctic Air or this Polar Chill or any of the other brands that are out there, there's tons of them on Amazon. I'm sure they're all going to do basically the same thing because they're all just small evaporative coolers. But the bottom line is they will blow cooler air on you, especially if you have ice cold water in the reservoir and you freeze the filter. And ultimately, for $15 like Rob said this one costs, or even $40 for the Arctic Chill, that's really all you can expect. So I want to thank Rob for sending me the Polar Chill to check out and do a video with. And that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.